wonderful sign that most of the like on the Tuesday night meeting, spiritual growth meetings, that, besides Jared, who's still very new and still has a lot,
to catch up.
Just in general, but besides that, all the fathers, all the men, either spoke up or contributed or participated, which is not always the case.
Oh yeah,
In months and years past, it's been, and even amongst the newer folks, it's been common for them to hang back,
Yeah.
And so I think that's a really good sign.
Yes, very much so. Yeah.
And I think that speaks so much to the willingness of heart and desire, and a certain amount of rightful confidence in the Lord to, regardless of the missteps we make.
Yeah.
If you don't ever take a step forward.
Yeah.
It's worse than better to make a misstep than not even move.
Yes.
So I think that was really.
There's a synergy. It used to be try to figure out what it's about.
And now it's
how we do this. How we help another. And
And you had people. You have. It's multiple people who can't help but share something. Because the Lord has it right
something,
there.
God is working something. Yeah.
So that's really beautiful.
Yes, I like what you shared. Love the moment. Because I think that was almost like really heavy on your heart. You want to help the young family, the young children, obviously. So.
It's definitely very front of mind for me. This kind of the putting things into action.
Yeah.
Not as a busybody, not as a legalism and a to-do list, but nevertheless.
Yeah.
If we don't put these things into action.
Would be the time, and setting the mode that is not helpful for this. So
So definitely been very front of mind for a while for me.
Yeah.
Not just in my interaction with the kids, but certainly that's part of it. But even in my own personal, my own personal life and engagements and things.
That's right. That's a last topic I remember.
So, but it's a good topic, and it's a good, for me at least, like motivational to be like, okay, let's. Lord, what is it? What's the next step to do? Not what do I do, as opposed as in the past where we're like, I don't know what to do. More like, Lord, how do I
engage?
How do I engage in the right way? What's the best thing to do next? What's the which avenue do I need to really?
It's so different, right? So different burdens and concerns, man.
And it's a different mindset than saying like, I don't know what to do. Tell me what to do. I don't know. I don't know how to explain how it's different, but it's different.
It is different. It's definitely different. I think we shared that before. I remember sharing with different people. I remember also share with you. Is that when you struggle with trouble-based, need-based kind of things, not certain what do I do, that's
totally
the struggle. It's a struggle almost like a drive to desperation and distress, So the other kind of struggle, as much you struggle, but it gives you more energy,
it's
almost
a
like
struggle
more hope.
It's a productive struggle.
Exactly. You get somewhere,
You're not spinning your wheels.
Yes.
Or running in circles. You're
get defeated.
Trying things out.
Exactly.
Let's do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Different struggle. Yeah. Hallelujah. I think the second kind of struggle is valid struggle, I mean, everybody struggle for reasons. You can see it's all invalid.
No.
But there's cynical mindset certain people got into never get over it. It's like they never get on the other side. What life will look like with God, to produce fruits in a sense, So it's marked a different season in a spiritual life. Yeah. Hallelujah. Now I don't want to stop and insert a prayer, but I want you to share more. So. Tuesday morning,
let me remember. I'm trying to remember Tuesday morning. don't have my notes in
I
front of me.
give a stir message. I don't remember.
It was a lot of Tuesday
like
morning
a
was
warning,
contending. Well, a lot of Tuesday morning was contending with the heavy spirit of heaviness.
Heavy spirit,
Yeah.
spirit heaviness, religious spirit.
Yeah, a lot of it was that because I didn't take. Usually, I take notes every meeting, but that meeting was a different mode.
Yeah.
I didn't really take notes the same way.
That's okay. It's not a teaching. It's
It wasn't. It
more
was
of
like a spiritual contending.
Yeah. Then
I think
what
that
happened after that? I walk in that room, can feel heaviness.
I definitely sense the heaviness. It's very tangible.
Disoriented almost everything, right? So So what happened in the night?
Yeah, we made a way.
Yes.
I think that the morning, was you dealing with that in the morning. Set the stage so that there was freedom in the evening.
Freedom in the evening. Yes.
Sometimes you have to do that.
The religious spirit is relentless.
Yeah.
Discredit where you at, man. It's like a serpent. I think I mentioned a serpent, right?
Yeah, you did.
So where you at? Yeah.
I was reminded. I don't remember why, or what it was about, or maybe it wasn't this Tuesday. Maybe it was another night. But I had a vision a long time ago. I think it was a vision, or maybe it was just a picture. But it was this picture of like being like I found myself in a room. I assumed it was a room, but it was dark. I couldn't see anything.
Yes.
It was really dark.
Yes.
And there was like a single light, kind of like a single light bulb.
Yeah.
And it was like very dim. I could just barely see.
Yeah.
I could see like a stool like right under the light where I could maybe sit.
Yeah.
But the darkness was like thick, and so you couldn't see very far.
Tangible. Huh?
Yeah, very very tangible.
Yeah.
And but the light was, even though it was dim, it was like, okay, that's good. Like I need you. So in the room you'd stay really close to the light because you couldn't see anyone. So that's you were kind of stuck in one place in the middle.
Yeah.
And then there was a moment, I forget if there was some cause or reason. I feel like there was. I don't remember what it was, but the light started to get brighter.
Yes.
And as it got brighter, more of the room illuminated, which was like a joyful thing. Like, yes, this is wonderful. This is so good.
Yeah.
But as it illuminated, you saw what was in the room, and there was a lot of junk in the room.
Yeah, I remember that way.
Yeah, and so the light was illuminating. It was this beautiful thing, but it's something like, oh my goodness, I better clean some of this stuff up, or I got to deal with this. It's not good. I can't.
Yeah.
And so this progression of as over time the light would get large. Each time the light brightened, you could see more, and it was good, but it was also a revealing of stuff that needed to be dealt with, which was at the 110. Oh man, that's stuff. But then, oh, that's good. Okay, I can see this stuff.
Yeah.
I need to deal with it because in the darkness, I'm just gonna trip all over it anyway, and can't do anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. It came to mind. It came to mind again to me recently, and I think perhaps for
that's what a perfect picture for sanctification. And then clean up, basically.
And it's not like a one-shot thing. It's like a progressive expansion.
That's exactly what false doctrine tries to tell you.
Exactly, yeah.
God Christ down for you, just believe it, everything's just supposed to clean up,
That's why early in the early days when we were doing the foundational teachings the very first time, it was such a shock to me, this idea of, or maybe it was during foundational teachings. Yeah. This idea of Jesus being made perfect.
Oh yeah, it is not.
I was always like, what?
It's not in Christian doctrine.
I know, it was such a shock to me.
I mean, that's literally any concept for most Christians.
This progress of growth.
Yeah.
That we all are required to do, that Jesus did as well. I was just like, oh my goodness, how did I not see that? But it's like this weird religious doctrine.
I mean, it's literally out there.
It's not even spoken explicitly. It's just like assumed. It's just like this weird.
He become idol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
rather than we.
Very powerful, meaningful, draws you to the reality of Christ's life in you is a real thing.
Yes.
It's not some high-minded idea.
With increasing glory, increasing
potential to do something. Yeah.
Yes. Increasing maturity for increasing grace and faith.
Yeah. I'm listening to this. I've been riding my bike to work recently because it's very close.
Yeah.
And there's this audiobook that I'm really listening to. It's a secular audiobook. It's a guy who, he's written some other books. He was known for being a journalist. Early in his career, he was a journalist back in the 80s and 90s when extreme sports was new, like snowboarding, and people were doing really crazy tricks and stunts, dangerous stuff.
Yes.
And he was one of the first people to report on it because he was out there trying to do it himself and getting injured and all stuff. But throughout the book, he's talking about, the book is called The Impossible Game or something about like overcoming the impossible. And it's basically, the book is, it's you know, it's very worldly. But a lot of it, the whole idea is pursuing the, like this things, we've seen people in history do what we've considered impossible. Like, oh, that's impossible, no one can do that. And then later someone does it. Like, oh my goodness. And throughout the book, there's all of these very practical like tools, like, okay, how do you come to a place where you can even approach some big problem or some big idea?
Yes.
And almost always, the answer is find the thing that's hard or holding you back or you don't like, and do that thing.
Exactly.
So almost
that. Yeah.
over and over and over
yeah.
again.
Yeah,
It's this idea of the impossible seems impossible, but it's because you have to you have to take the little steps all the way there. But,
overcome the
but you
attitude.
can do it.
Yeah.
And you have to just know where you're going.
Oh my. Yeah.
You have to know where you're going. You have to recognize the deficiencies that you have that are really hard, and then you have to tackle those hard things again and again and again.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's very, you know, it's once again, it's another illustration to me of, you know, God's function and the way that he's ordered the cosmos to work is very like simple. There's like simple laws to things. And even the people who don't know the Lord at all have been able to see, oh, if you do these things, this happens.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So, but you know, so as I'm listening to it, I'm relating things to like, oh Lord, what is, like what areas of my spiritual life, or you know, like in the book, it's all like, you know, write down a bunch of things to make your, you know, like how to make decisions, and obviously for those of us who follow the Lord, it's like, well, Lord, you tell me what, you know, I want to know from you what these things are.
That's mean.
So anyway, it's
beautiful.
God keeps giving me these little
nuggets.
These little nuggets that he's like. It's a conversation you and I have had a lot where we
sorry, I'm not relaxing. I will try to squeeze my muscle here. I'm so sorry.
Be free, brother. This
to give myself a self massage here.
Yeah, right. This idea that you and I have talked about, where you know, we find that Christians are the foolish ones that are more foolish than worldly people in many ways. It's just
the worldliness. Yeah, they almost like don't have a motivation, man.
They don't.
Doesn't matter where they are, you know.
And they deny the real things that are all around them.
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. I mean,
it's simultaneously very encouraging.
You can see it's unbelief.
Disheartening, yeah.
On the other side, maybe it's like refuse to pursue.
Yeah.
You know, refuse to pursue something. Yeah.
Apathy and complacency.
Yeah, exactly. There comes to a point you got to justify that. So for anything challenge that, you begin to say, no, that's not going to happen. That's not real. That's wrong. You know. So that's a lie, silly. So can I share something? You're talking about make me excited.
Yeah.
I'm not a person who easily take out a challenge.
Yeah.
I'm a very lazy guy.
Me too.
I'm sorry.
Well, me too.
So unless the job really push on me, I don't want to do it.
Unless you're really passionate about it.
Yeah, but if I'm gonna do it, I don't think I ever passionate with anything in my life.
Wow.
I'm engrossed. Maybe not
you have
passionate about
moments of engrossment.
Yeah, people are passionate about it, they have a goal.
That's right.
For me, I don't have a goal.
You're just engrossed.
I just like it. I don't like it so much.
You like cooking, so you do it.
Yeah, I do it. Exactly. Yeah. One thing and another, you just build an interest level.
Yeah.
You don't even think, oh, why I'm doing this? I don't think too much. I just like it.
You just like it, yeah.
I like it, you know, so my studies that I have been, I like to know things or think about things. It was never like people, oh, I have a goal, I want to know this subject, I want to know this.
It's just,
you know, so for me,
is okay,
I have broader goals, but I don't let it inform me, my habits in a sense.
Yeah.
There's different people do things differently.
Yeah.
I think it's a more organic way.
Sure.
I mean, there are different ways to approach a goal, either organically or apply regimens.
Or ferociously.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like people being ferocious with anything. Because
unless it's the kingdom.
Yes, kingdom is forceful. Yeah, that's my point. I want to talk about.
Oh, sorry, I jumped the gun.
Yeah. So there's only one thing I never let it go. That is really passionate about. If there is a passion, is I want to know God.
Amen.
You know, because I believe everything that I ever been interested, the time my mind begin to open up of who I am, what society about, even think about the beyond go to college, right? All the things that drew me was never the beauty of thing. It was like something beyond.
You're searching for the
truth,
the real,
the reality of something. I also was called the ultimate. You know, I have the word. I have no idea where it came from. I remember writing Tolstoy. He had the ultimate concern.
The ultimate concern.
Yeah, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I don't know he was a Christian even those days.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so, commented his life a little bit. I said I read all his novels. There was this compassion.
Yeah.
There's a concern for humanity, so...
Yeah.
And his concern is not small stuff, it's ultimate concern,
Yeah.
When society or reality or life does not satisfy that, he becomes so unrest, not content. Making sense here, so it's like a drive him mad almost, so I had no idea. I just thought, oh my, this he's my hero, spiritually speaking. Intellectual request speaking. So I don't understand where that came from. But literally. It's literally God given. Look at back.
God planted it in you.
Yeah, it's planted in me.
Yeah.
Before I even aware anything.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember my second brother, this is personal stuff, okay? So my second brother was a very thoughtful person, good students. I was a young lad, I don't pay attention to study. I mean, and then he taking notes. Those days, taking notes, that's unthinkable to me. Paper is expensive to us,
Sure.
So, I mean,
it's like almost a waste.
I mean, I used to have to scratch all the lead off with pencils to write again. So paper was very expensive and not hard to come about, so don't take notes, so... And I would use a book, man. The book is like so clean because you want to pass on.
Sure.
Others can use it. So you don't
mess it up.
You don't mess it up. Yeah, keep it clean. So my brother, we have some natural. Nobody tell you that.
Yeah.
It's you grow up poor. You just think about those things.
Yeah.
So. When brother began to go to college, obviously he had to take notes.
Yeah.
He began to take journals, which I never saw people actually take journals. New to me. The first time I ever saw anyone journal. He had all those notebooks. He was learning mathematics. So I was going to see, mathematics. I want to see what he got. He got this box things, send it home as students. And then he had the journal inside. I look at it. Okay, better not look at it. But I got one portion really just stuck with me. I don't know a lot of words those days.
Yeah.
So it's a new word, vocabulary to me.
Yeah.
We call it 牺牲. 牺牲 in Chinese means sacrifice. So totally new. What? I never saw this word before.
Oh, interesting.
It's hard to... For the young boy.
Yeah.
I was 80 years younger than my brother.
Yeah.
So when they go to college, I was still,
pretty young,
elementary school boy.
Yeah.
And what this word means? Then he said he wanted to serve the people, communist stuff. Talk about this stuff. Okay, sacrifice your life for the greater good. Listen.
Noble
so
things.
Why this? I had no idea of communist. Nobody teach me. So it was a poor village. So just elementary school stuff there. Elementary middle school.
Yeah.
And so I decided, well, I'm going to know when my brother's, why he think he wanted to dedicate his life to serve the people, sacrifice his life. What? He had goal? I want to know what he trying to do with his life. He's my little hero those days. So I asked my father. My father don't know what it means. He must know, but he didn't want. He don't know how to recognize the character. My father.
You know the word, but not the character?
He might heard, he understand, but he don't know the character. So it's like, my parents not well educated, so...
So a lot of characters to learn, it's hard.
I mean, a lot of character, that two character is very difficult to know, basically, not normal. So I said, okay, what I do? So I had to borrow a dictionary. Dictionary hard to come about. You had to go to other places. Dictionary broken.
Dictionary? Yeah.
But I finally, lucky me, I found what it means. So explain to you. Sacrifice. Sacrifice literally means to dedicate a lamb in Chinese.
Oh wow.
Sacrifice an animal to worship God.
Oh wow.
That's the same word. Or sacrifice your life for the greater cause. Give up your life. I'm staying there. This word is really intriguing me. Why? I had participated in killing pig, I saw kids kill chickens those days, So we read our kids you had to kill to eat,
Yeah.
And then they mention those things, a little bit, So I said, why? Why the shedding blood has to do, what's to do with, what to do with anything?
Yeah.
Don't understand it. But I know it's bloody, so the mind, not good topic to talk about, So we don't talk about it, those stuff those days,
Yeah.
So I don't ask. I know my father don't even know the word, so I better not to tell him and make him feel bad,
Yeah.
I know he can't explain, it will be, driving me crazy. So young boy have a common sense a little bit, I don't want to push that subject, And the next one is a sacrifice for the people, or for the greater cause. What mean people? No idea what it means. No concept. A great cause, what do you mean?
Yeah.
No concept.
Yeah.
I must understand the dictionary, the words, and have no context what that means.
Yeah.
Okay? This is a word that's so strange to me.
Yeah.
It's like you learn Chinese, you heard something or explain things, but you never in China. The cultural context was not there.
Yeah.
You have no idea what they're talking about. You see my point? Like people do cooking, for example, they say satay. A long time for me to understand what is satay. What is satay? What is satay, man?
What does that mean? Yeah. What
What's satay?
What do you do?
What's exactly what's satay? Why is that word? Where it came from?
Yeah.
And no concept.
Yeah.
Then every function you push said you can do satay. What?
What is satay?
What it means? I know something to do with cooking. That's all I got.
Yeah.
You see my point?
Yeah.
That's all I need. Well, I try to drive a conversation here. So, and here in high school, 89 when Tolstoy introduced to me. And the students protesting corruption. Corruption, again, new word to me. I understand the word, but I don't understand what it means. So for me, when those words really began to open up for me, it's like, what? Huh? Why people care about those stuff? Because it's not about merely know something, about why they care. Why this word even exists?
What does it matter?
Yeah, exactly. What it's for,
Yeah.
Why it's even came about.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. I'm literally no context for my life. So I want to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to know.
Yeah.
So the only thing now is reading books for
Right.
me. And you begin to apply the concept. But the word was given to me. It's very interesting words. So I never, I was like, okay, I want to know what make my big brother, that passion said he's going to die for something. Sacrifice a life or something. What? I don't understand that. Why you do that?
Right.
To drive me a little bit crazy. Then came to Tolstoy. He one of the stories drive me crazy was when reading. On June the 4th. That very day I was reading the magazine. He gave up his comfort life, died in a poor station in wintertime, and got called illness in the cold, and died. Also died,
Yeah.
70-some years old. I think he's like 70 or 71. He died. I never heard the story.
Yeah.
I read all his novels, most of them. What? Why did he do that? I came from poor background. Try to study to have a better future, right?
Yeah.
To have provision in life, have comfortability in life. To get out poor village, poverty, no comfort. no future, no security, basically, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's why we go to college, or go to school, you know? And this guy got it all. Why he give it up? I don't understand that.
Yeah.
You understand my point? It's like unthinkable to me.
Yeah.
I mean, we try to get it. I mean, once you get it, why you walk away? What's the deal?
Yeah.
I don't understand that. So I'm just talking about personal struggle. Okay. So God began to strive me into, I begin to think, I'm going to go to college to learn this stuff. I'm talking, again, this ultimate concern was in the beginning seeded in my life. I just don't know.
Yeah.
God
started to...
Because those major things had deeply changed the general goal of my life.
Yeah.
I mean, don't know how to get there, but I want to know, you know? Now I have I want to know. Something. Yeah, that's where passion for me begin to inspired. Now, after all the things going on, things dragged down, homeless, I'm still not giving up. I want to know.
Yeah.
That's what's really driving me crazy, you know? So,
yeah.
Normally, my mother, father's story about me almost get aborted will not drive anybody crazy. It's still going to carry on their life, right?
Yeah.
For me, it was like, suddenly I recognize, oh my God, when I was young, I tried to know these things, and all the time, have a good future, good job, everything. I forgot why I want to even be educated. Why I want to read books. So it's like there's something like a wake up, you know?
Yeah.
Nobody told me. I was just like, oh my God. I set out, tried to go to college, you know, to answer the question. Now here I am, succeeding in life. Follow the plan. Everybody says good, but I forgot. I don't even want this stuff.
Wow.
And that was you know, that was like, the bubble pop for me, you know?
Yeah.
It's not criticism to people. It is really a self-introspective examination that I lost my way, you know?
Yeah.
And so I started research, and again, you know, to try to find this answer. The only word this day I can call is the truth. What is truth?
What is truth?
What is truth? What is truth? Every talk is truth. Every talk is truth. As if you didn't know. The UT I go to, they have this admission building.
Right.
And on the top, you know, they have this statements. The truth will set you free or something like that.
Yeah, truth set you free, yeah.
And I look at that, what? Understand freedom. But I never attached truth with freedom.
Interesting.
Because I don't know the Bible, you see?
Yeah.
Okay, freedom to my idea is a democratic idea, right? Western idea of freedom.
Yeah.
So, you mean freedom in this sentence means there is something about truth? I don't know, democratic. So I was literally forgot what my appointment. I sit in the stair, you know, people, the students come in and go, sitting there. I was I can't get into the building before I think it through this problem.
Yeah.
I'm a little thinker, you know, I'm sitting there, man, for a whole afternoon.
Wow.
Sitting there because I don't know where to go, you know?
Yeah.
It's new students.
Yeah.
Afraid to bother people, go wrong places, but I want to know. And truth was said. What truth? What truth? What truth? I don't understand it. I never understand it. But it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
How to give up, you know?
Yeah.
Look, and you know, everybody's stranger.
Yeah.
You kind of ask, you know?
Yeah.
At the same time, you know, a little pride, I don't ask. You know, so I mean, because you know, I don't know every word, you know? It's like, you don't know this, you know? I thought every student know it. I thought the educator know it. The person didn't know. That's how dumb I was, you know? I'm smart with many things, but I'm not smart with this stuff, you know? I'm smart, but I'm just treating people. I was thinking, I don't think they will lie to you. That's the point, you know?
Yeah.
You make this statement over the building. Don't you know what you're talking about? That's, you know, right now look at it, it's comical to me.
Yeah. It is. sad.
It's sad, right?
Yeah.
Think about it, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But for me, you know, those are, I mean, secret institutions, man. They must know their creed, man.
Something that's important,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. I'm just have a lot of respect.
Sure. Yeah.
To those people, you know. So I thought they must know.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, when I'm homeless, I'm searching for truth, drive me crazy again. And when it comes to the Lord, I fast forward, you know the story, but as young believers, the Christians around always tell you, man, you know, it's like, be careful, be careful, be careful. Always tell me, don't be misled.
Yeah.
As they try to help you.
Yeah.
But they give you a lot of scarecrow. You know?
Sure. Yeah.
And don't go to this guy, don't do that, don't listen to that guy. And they mean, don't do ready talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
But they obviously they are a lot of concern for you. You know, it's not share that with you, it's just merely for criticize others, rather really genuinely concerned about you, you know?
Yeah.
But it drive me crazy.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
Yeah.
Well, point to each other, said, don't do this, don't do that. I have no idea what they're talking about.
Why?
What
are you talking about?
I'm just saying, it's good people that want to show me something.
Yeah.
I want to know, you know?
Sure.
So I want to know, you know?
Yeah.
I have no idea where they came from. I mean, as long as you be my friend, want to teach me something, man, we're good, you know? I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I don't know anything, you know. So you know better than me. So that was like a weird one, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just being quiet and listen. But I don't know anything. What do you want me to comment? I agree with you. Yeah, I sure agree with you. No,
Yeah.
I mean, appear to agree with you. I just didn't. And nothing for me to
That's what I do,
refute.
yeah.
Yeah, you see my point. I never speak out. So I just don't know anything. So this lasts for a while. It's funny. And they all give. It's not they tell you just for a simple opinion. They pour the heart towards you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're really concerned. So it's honorable attitude, honorable concern,
care, yeah.
So, but they give a lot of starting point. I don't want to say where is the real thing.
Right.
Where's the genuine thing? What is it? I mean, I came from a place where cynical already.
Sure.
And this happened. I sure don't want to be misled.
Yeah.
So that's become my greatest fear.
To be misled. Yeah.
Be misled. Because I want the truth.
Yeah.
And everybody's good.
Yeah.
I have no standard, no discernment. So when desperation for me, confused, you know, I was finally desperate. And their teacher competing each other. They're good friends. To work together anyway. But they will tell you, don't listen to that teachings. They're wrong, and this is the right way, right? And it's not bad in people.
Sure. Yeah.
As a still friend.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They tell me, oh, this is the way how to do things, that is not good. I'm totally confused.
Sure.
Yeah. And I don't know, because by being put in places, two of them lost credibility somehow.
Yeah.
I have no ability to figure it out. I know I don't have ability to figure out my point. I'm at the mercy of other opinions. So the only thing I can do is cry to God, God, please tell me which is which.
Yeah.
I don't have to know everything, but I at least want to know which one is from you, which I know.
Yeah.
It is always showed up and tell you, but I don't know anything. I would choose the way he told me this one to go, am I right? It was always a challenge.
Yeah.
I mean, it was every step of the way, it's had to fight that.
Yeah.
I have no leader, brother.
Yeah.
I have good people. They won't lead me.
Sure.
But there's a lot of opinion around.
Yeah.
And always there are things doesn't fit very well with what this guy actually spirit teaching me thing, right? Doesn't sit very well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not my rational mind.
Right.
When it doesn't sit with the real my spirit, my heart will have a deep concern. So it doesn't sit well, you know? I don't know. God gave me that sensitivity for my good keeping, you know. But we're unsettling for the young believer.
Yeah.
My point is that I don't know where to find truth.
Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah.
Just don't know.
Yeah.
It was a jungle.
It is,
In
yeah.
Austin. Yeah. They're good, happy, but I don't know, you know. But, you know, try to suspect people without people intent. They are good people, sincere. But it was not, I don't know. Because the voice is telling me, revealing things in a totally different terrain, almost different source.
Yeah.
And eventually I was so desperate. I said, God, this is terrible. The book you said it can satisfy, have richer food. I don't know where to get my food.
At this point, you are reading the Bible.
Oh yeah,
already?
But I don't understand it. People different their opinion on the Bible,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they can't even agree with the basis. What the faith is.
No.
What the baptism is.
Yeah.
I mean, some basics, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
What judgment is.
Supposed to be basic.
I mean, exactly. Everybody had everybody's so passionate about thinking they know.
Yeah.
It's what sanctification is.
It's amazing that you were in a place where you could tell, hey, there's a lack of consensus here. So
absolutely.
How many people just go along with the first thing that they hear, or whatever environment they're given, you know? But you're like actually trying to seek out what's the real thing.
The point is that they all so affirmative about.
Yeah.
And they all tell you they got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's without context, without sharing life, whatever the process. It's just like, hey, this is the right thing.
This is it, yeah.
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 You know, in the process, for example, there are people, even Brad Agee, they don't deny sanctification or sanctification. He taught me that.
He denied it?
Yeah. That's when I decided to depart from it, don't communicate with him.
Huh.
So, you know, need to fulfill.
As in men can't be sanctified?
Yeah. The word sanctification, as to him, it doesn't exist anymore in the Bible, man. So, I mean, talking about the whole man's mind can traverse in a dangerous place, you know? God forewarned that he will go to that place. I never believed he can't go that place. I never thought he would go that place. But here is the deal. He's a person argued the case for sanctification.
Earlier that
when he just started to disciple me.
Wow.
About the 3 or 4 times run to a cafe time, he would try to teach me the Bible.
So what happened? Satan just planted some seed that he grabbed onto?
I mean, he began to follow a professor, a linguistic in the local. The linguist is a Greek teacher. I mean, Kumbala means a great teacher in the nation over, had a lot of following. And he's a linguist, so
So he's arguing word stuff.
Yeah, he will drag you to the maze of the linguistic way to interpret the scriptures. You know, linguist is a word dangerous.
Yeah, get lost in things. Yeah.
I mean, linguists read everything on everything. That's basically what they do. So you throw it there, brother. Oh,
there's no bag in there.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
No, I didn't want to throw it in there.
Yeah, sure, I forgot about. Yeah, anyway, so you know, after that, I lost interest even to talk to him about it. I don't want to shame him. You're the guy.
Right.
Defended that.
Yeah, honor him. I mean,
the first time I see him defended argue with people intensely was on that word topic. Wow. So the human mind is such an insecure thing, you know? When you're not taught by the Lord, man, the intellect, man's mind. Yeah. It has no idea why you pick up a certain preferences, non-preferences. You can see that in many people, especially in meaner, good-hearted Christians. They don't guard the heart, don't guard the mind. Something cracked, and they don't let it be healed. Yeah. They begin to use the Bible to justify it. Yeah. And that's a lesson to the demons, man. I mean, it's like a little demon in the back head. You know, the demon gonna crack you. Yeah. I mean, continue to feed you. That's how demon does. You know, little demon. Demon don't come like, oh, mighty man, let me put you down.
No, sneak in.
Sneaky thing, a little sneaky
like that
thing.
little snake you were talking about.
Yeah. So, when some people are not healed, they have that tendency, want to be justified, want to be praised, want to be affirmed, want to be proved. Those are especially dangerous for orphan spirit, because orphan want to be affirmed, praised.
It confirms that spirit,
It's almost like, you don't do that to me, then something's wrong about you, let me tell you what the right thing should be done.
Yeah.
While they're doing that, they refuse to deal with their own self. They have invited the demon to teach them things. To reason, to give them rationale about their twisted, unhealed thinkings, so. And hurt people.
Yeah.
That's people. So true. Yeah.
Very true.
Man, people, for example, raise up, parents have anger against you. You hate that, and I don't want to be that. You know what? You go to the working place, you talk to your children while you find yourself is never good, right? Peaceful, you just become like your father, your mother.
Yeah.
When you victimize yourself, I will never be my father, mother.
That's the first step to do.
That's when it started.
Yeah.
You will never be your father, mother. That's when it started. This anger spirit begin to come in you.
Yeah.
Because it requires a balance.
Right.
You think you're not going to do it? Actually, the spirit, this in the lying spirit, just tell you, oh yeah, you're not going to be angry, you're not treat children. That's when it started, tell you.
Yeah.
Because you can't do it. Everybody get upset. Everybody get agitated.
Yeah.
Everybody have uneven emotions, am I right? So when you said, no, I'm not going to have that, it's unhealthy.
Yeah.
And if you're unhealthy, you can't manage it. You refuse to face that reality of your life. You refuse to engage the process to work it out, to be healed. So you just write off the experience, negate the experience, whereas you can be healed. And therefore, it never dealt with. Then suddenly something pop up. You have no preparedness.
Yeah.
No familiar tools or skills to deal with it.
Yeah.
The only thing is default to what are you familiar with? So you can deal with anger. And then you found it's good condemnation comes in. Because the devil said, you said you're not going to be like your father, look what I did. You're scared.
Yeah.
Then you more refuse what? To face it.
To even face it, yeah. And that's the key.
So that's the cycle begins to start.
Yeah.
So people will say, hey, you don't see that. That's a good thing to say. No, they have no idea how human emotion or the devil plays a trickery. You just sign on for self-deception there.
Yeah.
So am I making sense to you? The right reason, what is the right reason? We can start. You should say, God, please help me, because I know I grew up in this place. I have been victimized by these things. I don't have a good place to go. I don't have an example. I don't have a culture. I never learned to not deal with things without anger. I'm totally ignorant.
Yeah.
Because the way I grew up, the way I handle things, everything was input to me, is everything done, conflict was actually done with anger. So I have no good example.
Right.
Nowhere to go. I don't know how to deal with this.
You have to face
I'm powerless to even learn to deal with these things.
Wow. Yeah.
So can you help me to overcome this? I know I'm going to stumble, I'm going to fall, but please don't let it overtake me like it taken my fall.
And see, even in the secular world, there's this idea that's very common that everybody knows is the first step in overcoming a problem is admitting you have a problem.
You have
to look at it and say, okay, this is a thing.
Yes,
if you ignore it, it's gonna just
exactly. And because before you gain ability or confidence to deal with it, don't say you're able to deal with it.
Right, you clearly
you just literally you can't.
You've already shown you can.
Exactly. You see my point? Now many Christians thinking like,
they do. They all do.
Do the opposite. Yeah. So that's where I came from. Back forward. There's a fundamentals, brother. Man, just you the scripture all covered up, twisted it.
Yeah.
So I'm scared at that point. I said, "Hey, God, where's my spiritual food? Where's my spiritual teacher?"
Yeah.
You remember my prayer always. I don't want to, does anyone teach you?
Right.
I want the one.
You said, yeah.
Yeah. So, but eventually, everyone come to me and said, "No, God told me He gonna teach yourself, Himself." Now that is a terrifying place for me to be.
Sure.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
And like God told me, don't turn to any human teacher anymore.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how much is in that.
Yeah.
What? I thought I'm gonna read some book, fellowship with some ministries, minister, whatever. This is not gonna work for me. No books reading. No ministry. How in the world I can know what I learned, received even from you?
Yeah.
And God assured me He will do that. Keep me in check and so. But I always said, "Oh, I don't know anything.
Yeah.
There's nobody give me the framework. Give me the path. I don't know anything." So the terror in my heart, if you will, I don't know anything.
Right.
So where is it? I was oppressed and betrayed by that thought.
Yeah.
I don't have food, and without food.
Yeah.
Please, give me your food, give me your teaching. After a topic, another topic, and I started, and it was always like this terrible, distressful moments, Yeah. Oh, okay, this way I jot down, seemed to be finally able to jot down. What's next? Like deer calling headlight oftentimes for me. I don't know what's next.
Yeah.
Nobody told me what's next.
Right.
Or He didn't ask me to ask others what's next.
Right.
So it's very difficult. But God always able, step by step, for the topic. But one day, I'm struggling. I'm talking about how He lead me, okay? He gave me teacher, give me book, He gave me certain things. But finally come to a point, I begin to dare. I said, "God, thank you for sending the Spirit, gives people telling me. Well, I really want to know the real ones. I'm not content just reading the character in the book anymore. I want to know them. I want to know every one of them. I don't want to learn by books. Good exposition, people good imagine. I want to know that person.
Yeah.
Ben, that's a so different way to know the testimonies.
Yeah.
You see, man always think the testimony, Abraham, Moses, David, or draw some spiritual principles to the best.
Yeah.
Spiritual lessons. And God did that to David, he will do that to you, in a sense.
Right.
He may do that to you.
Yeah.
What happened to you, maybe, David experienced.
Yeah.
That's such a terrible, terrible weight to learn the true testimony. Here's my point to you, because you started the topic. So. David, Moses, Abraham were telling you there is a certain kind of possibility of life. It's impossible. Come back to your topic, right?
Yeah.
It is possible
Yeah.
for the man to have a life with God like that. It's not that they are there trying to offer a lesson from my life to fix somehow, can be explained by the Bible or their experiences.
Yeah.
That's what Jesus said, brother. Hear me. Word. Now I want to tune your ears. He said, God is not a God to the dead, but to the what?
To the living.
The living. He's the God of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. And then he repeated, people said, you don't understand the scriptures or the power of God. Two subjects there. So normally these people write it off.
Yeah.
They think they know.
Yeah.
But that's holding the key in Jesus' understanding how you use the scriptures. She got on that, man.
Amen.
Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Yeah.
When you know Abraham, Jacob, Isaac in that light, you will not write a book, teach sermons anymore. Because those revelation cannot be given.
Cannot be given.
Yeah. I hope he understands my point.
Because it's different. Yeah.
The Pharisees, the scholars of Jesus today, think they know the scriptures and those lies.
Right.
Therefore, they are the legitimate sons of the book.
But they don't actually know.
And they have no power. The resurrection power, new life power. So they are signed on the learning of God and not necessarily worship, but appreciate the life of Abraham, right? Of God in the one who gave life to Abraham, right? In a way that is a stumbling block. That's what Jesus said.
Yeah.
That's what Paul talked about, the will over their mind. He said the will is covered their mind. My challenge to you, how many Christians know? Few. I'm not seeing many. Because those who know this is not interested in intellectually conquer people, convince people anymore.
No. It's never been what's.
They're not interested to explain.
Yeah.
They can't be explained.
Yeah.
But they can be imparted.
Be a part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's a possibility.
Yeah.
You can say, hey, that possibility existed. I've been there, done that, and you can get it yourself.
Yeah.
I can't give to you.
Yeah.
With all my teaching, give to you, it's not gonna work. But God can give it to you.
God give it to you. Yeah. And people falsely equate like Paul's specific instructions and argument for
Doctrine.
as opposed to an impartation of this is a life.
This
is a real life.
That's why apologetic is such a false construct.
Foolish idea of pursuit. Yeah.
You know, those people presume they know the Bible.
Yeah.
They don't even know Moses or David. They're all informations. Like a AI.
Yeah.
Can write a good essay for you, right? Anytime you need a topic. But the AI is a human being?
Nope.
Give me a break. You just furnish informations.
Yeah.
And where's that information? Doesn't care where the information came from.
Exactly. Yeah.
But not from human brain.
It's very dangerous.
Directly.
Yeah.
He's dead God. His dead mind. AI is dead, right?
Yeah.
You would think it's living.
No, it's
dead thing. It's something man-made.
It's a imitation.
Imitation. That's a very good word. Yeah, imitation. So you can't teach God's word, expound the truth. Use that channel.
No, you can't.
You can't. And but while we're talking about the spiritual thoughts, spiritual word, as much as we can, it's all on that in English, just sentences, it's thoughts. People say, yeah. That's sometimes emphasized. You got to know who is teaching you. Okay, let's see. This very good example. David showed up sitting here. Peter showed here. Two eminent figures, towers in the Old Testament and New Testament time.
Yeah.
Let me see who's going to teach whom. You're going to listen to whom in the end of that? Who you want to be discipled with?
Paul. Peter. You said
yes,
Peter. Peter.
There you go.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, Peter.
That's okay. So why? Peter rock. Peter not unkept. Sometimes his attitude is unbecoming.
not a king.
He don't have a lot of life experience.
He was never a king.
exactly. Second about he just started his ministry, right? So
yeah. Seemed to Jesus. He had the next. There's a new thing.
Less than 60 years old.
Fulfillment of
David died. I don't know how old was he dead. 30, longer, 70, so 70 exactly. So let's say he's 60 years old in the prime, his ring and knowledge, whatever. Here comes Peter in 35. Wow. Still rough. Just come out fresh out of the oven from Jesus' discipleship.
Yeah.
Who I want to listen to.
Yeah, Peter. Yeah.
I mean, modern day was definitely
worth listening to for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Few have the appetites and the patience, the true appetites, the discernment to listen to Peter. They will not do so. Yeah.
I think you were talking about that on Tuesday morning, maybe Tuesday night.
Yeah.
But you kept bringing up appetite and like pursuing, and I was thinking of that idea of appetite and wanting the real thing, the
real thing. Yeah.
And it reminded me of a silly movie. There's an animated movie called Ratatouille.
Oh.
Where there's a food critic, like where his living is tasting food.
Yeah.
And they're arguing with him because he's a very hard critic.
I see.
He tells things as they are. He's very truthful. So if things are bad, he says it's bad. Mm-hmm. He doesn't care who they are.
Yeah, exactly.
If he doesn't like it, he says he doesn't like it. Yeah. And someone was making a comment to him. Was like, "Well, you're so skinny. Why are you so?" For someone who says they love food, why are you so skinny? He's like, or you like food. If you like food so much, why are you so skinny? And he's like, I don't like food. I love food. I love it so much that if it's not good, I don't swallow it. He only eats the food that's good. He only, and I was thinking of appetites, not having an appetite for just anything and everything. Not just consume whatever is given.
Thank you, Lord. That's word good, brother.
But like...
that's explained how I partake things. Literally.
We live in a society that's indulgent, that's just more is better. But if it's not good...
Yeah,
even if it's...
That's literally how I partake of spiritual food or intellectual food these days.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
To be wise with what we put into our bodies.
Yeah.
Physically.
To really learn.
But spiritually.
Yeah, right? To really learn.
Yeah.
Not indiscriminately learn. Or critically learn. Criticizing learn. Yeah. You can be critical. But the comment that you have a taste. A whole book, a person's always have a value shining point. You go walk, that's good. Everything else may be questionable or maybe not that good. It's an interesting way to learn things.
You know what the contrast in that movie is? The contrast on the other side is in the movie it's about these rats. And it's the rats who they'll eat anything. They don't care. Whatever they can eat, they'll eat. They'll eat garbage.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it is. And the whole movie is this juxtaposition between, no, don't just eat whatever and trash and garbage and scavenge like a rat.
Absolutely.
But if you're given the good food, eat the good food and
exactly.
Leave the trash in the trash. That's
interesting, because you can see. I don't want to criticize scholars. You want to know everybody.
Sure.
Yeah, they figure out. Their own understanding, trying to construct. John Piper. Yeah. I mean, read that book, you almost think that guy, he had a lot of passion, Sure. He loves the Lord. Yeah. But he, all kinds of footnotes in his book, Yeah. Read a lot of the book, obviously.
Yeah.
Who write a book, Desiring God, become like an academic?
Yeah, that's weird.
Footnotes. Desire of God is a very personal thing, as he can talk about all day long.
Yeah.
I don't even know about who said who mean the best, man.
Yeah.
There's so much to talk about.
Yeah. If he's writing a book on, some scientific function, then yeah. Footnotes are good, but it's a different situation, yeah.
The title itself is very intriguing to me.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. It is.
It's almost speaking to a certain audience already. I don't try to be critical, right?
Yeah.
There's a little bit like a little candy right out there, right? Do you want it? Desiring God. It's as if you can decide that. You can't. I mean, the truth matter. You don't decide desiring God.
No.
God put that in you, man.
Yeah.
He sovereignly give to you.
Yeah.
And that kind of a desire, or that kind of given, it's word template and not template. Word how it's a unique characteristic.
Yeah. Like you said, it's personal.
It's worth you get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they literally don't have it, their life will not be settled. I mean, it's literally, you know.
It's on the best sense. You can look at that as someone who's like, maybe they recognize on some level, I don't desire God, but I should. So what do I do about it? That's not the best sense, but you can't, like you said, you can't approach it in that way.
No, it's a psychological allurement, if you will.
Yeah, yeah.
Then feed into scriptures, good teachings said, if you understand these things, proved, after you understand all these things, did all these things, proved you really desire God and you're satisfied. Well, that book, whatever, you can memorize, you can write anything you want. On the same caliber, you still don't know God a single bit. Mm-hmm. Actually, you're far away removed from God by thinking you know God in that approach. That's my point. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's very dangerous stuff. Yeah. Because it's not real. Yeah. It's a facade. Yeah. It's a game. Mm-hmm. It's a mental game. I mean, if people like me come around and say, oh, that's not, Christianity is so shallow, so poor in spiritual discernment qualities. Mm-hmm. No desire. Those books are junk for a spiritual man. Yeah. A spiritual man just don't go that route. Let me be very clear to you, brother.
It doesn't need that route.
They don't need that route. Exactly.
Again, it's excessive. It's food that you don't actually need.
It's not
going to hurt your. It's not going to help your body. It's going to only hurt things.
Yeah, exactly. The desire of God. I want to raise a little child, to work with him. Yeah. To raise him up, whatever, to tag along. I will see God everywhere. I mean, literally.
Yeah.
I mean, what that book can tell me about that?
It's going to make it artificial, if anything.
Exactly, because the child is a tender soul. Yeah. Has a lot of potential in your watch, in your care. And you literally play in a certain life. You play a role like a God. Yeah. Representative, okay? Mm-hmm. In your child. Mm-hmm. So you want to tell me that kind of experience, engagement, preparedness to help a child will be helped by that book? Or are distracted?
For sure distracted.
Because if you do use those books, you will literally write off that experiences or try to indoctrinate a child with the same thing.
And rob them of the opportunity to really
exactly. Then you got to know this book, you got to know this method. Am I? You place the genuine endowment God to relate the child with the serious equipment the God is in it. Yeah. And you will do religion. Do mental construct to justify. And we'll tell someone, hey, look at this. Well, no, look at this. But third thing, you touch a child life, invest in life, things cannot be spoken. Right. Things most time is hidden. And no standing result today. Yeah. But it will be manifest down the road, right? Yeah. And you're not the one going to tell, because you don't have the luxury to know what happened 20 years down the road. If you have to say, oh, this is what happened in my time with the child, you pretty a shallow soul. Yeah. I'm sorry to say that. Means you obviously don't know what it means to invest in the young man's life. Yeah. You don't even care. No. Your whole construct is wrong. Mm-hmm. And it's who invests in young man's life said, hey, look at that, what it did. Mm-hmm. That's impossible. Yeah. I do share good things, but do you really know what I did? Do I have concrete evidence to tell you what happened to the young man I associated with? Mm-hmm. It's very hard to say it, right? Mm-hmm. But you know that change. There's no outstanding miracles, right? Yeah. Yeah. There are a lot of miracles. Yeah. Work through, but is there outstanding miracle I can tell you? I just said, hey, this is because me use miracle happen. Or their whole life changes, miracle follow. Signs wonder follow, in a sense, miracle follow.
It's more of a
a different
change
approach.
to a way of living as opposed to like just a moment in time.
Yes,
it's different. It makes a big difference.
At my time, be sharp.
Yeah.
My big people. This is kind of lecture, that's a little bit like have an idea to refute, So my time be sharp. Because it's agitated me.
Yeah.
And make me upset when those things are replacing the real thing.
Yeah.
Hold on, John's calling me. 提啥什么？ Okay, I think we're still recording. Good. Thank you. Sorry, I dragged along a little bit the conversation. God is doing those things. Earlier said, Chinese thinkers learn from the best. Ben, I'm not trying to pressure on you, but I think you come to a place, really begin to interest in the deeper truth of the Lord. And in practical ways, right? Not just lofty ways.
Yeah.
Now then with those characters. Ask God to reveal the heart. What he done with the heart? What he done with the inner man? Because everyone was very wise. Not wise according to the framework, the template, or the projections of modern Christianity tell you. That, thinking about David sit down with you, you can comment the conversation. You will listen and enjoy.
You know what's crazy is that over the last few months, I've had, I've been, man, what's the right word? Stubborn about not doing. I felt an impression to really dig into David's story for some reason.
David's story.
David as a, like you said, David as a character.
David is have more.
It's very interesting.
Stranger thing for sure, but have more material from the Bible to show his inner man.
Yes. Yeah.
Than any other person. Yeah.
Interesting.
Others, earning a brief story, you had to look at it from the distance. David is like in your face, right?
Yeah, because he pours out his own heart.
He goes into songs, other places, so it's very easy to see how when the songs are reading, it's like he to tell you the story. He's in the man, so rather than distant, story.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, brother, if you know Abraham, know Moses, know David in a certain way, as I proposed to you, and Paul knows it, Peter knows it, everybody with Jesus, because Jesus shared those things.
Yeah.
He shared the scriptures. Do you think he only shared the law? Or tried to interpret the prophecies? No.
Yeah.
He said, Abraham spoke about me. That means he will explain. Abraham is lying to those people, man.
Of course, yeah.
He tells David why he be a king, right? I'm the son of David. Do you think the other myths that we're not going to talk about David? He sure you will. So those are not recorded.
No, they're not. Yeah.
It's interesting, non-recorded, because it's hard to parse.
Right.
It's not commentary you can write.
No, it's a deeper thing.
It's not a sermon you can preach. Yeah. It's a way of approaching life in a different angle. And then, I want to pray. Sorry, I always make our topic when we should, but it's our very interesting topic. I think that's the place really good to fellowship upon. And I want you to know the reason I share with my personal testimony as things. I think it's time for you, brothers, to know me better. To know me in the way God me intended for you to know me.
Thank you.
Think about that. I hope I don't falsely recommend me here. But I make it into so yeah. God taught me differently. Yeah. It's not just.
Yeah.
It's the truth, right? So yeah.
Yeah.
So why he taught me differently? What he taught me differently? I think our people are not even scratch the surface yet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, they haven't.
Sorry, that was Justin's vision recently. So each one of you, there's deep treasure in the God well.
Yeah.
The deep well in each one of you. But the religion, the life, sometimes damn that fellowship, right? Damn that flow. So each one of us, we need to come to a deeper place to fellowship. So yeah.
Keep cleaning out the junk that is revealed. Yeah.
One of the things conditioned God not able to give this fellowship was Unitarianism. Everything means something to do about it. Or either I can teach somebody or I can apply to my own life. Well, that's life sphere a concern is too small, right? Yeah. Or you are fellowship in the things internal. Yeah. I mean, for the ages to come. I mean, things in the spiritual realm. Not the spiritual realm have a interface or impact over that realm. That is only a small part of the spiritual realm. Yeah. Think about it. Angels long to hear these things. What it means, man. Not to angels the coming age in trusted, but to whom? Song. That's right. What does it mean? So those are things make us sound mature, fully equipped. So oftentimes I talk about the kingly priestly wisdom. People so confused. Oh, you mean ministry? You mean my family? I could be a priest for my family. Yeah, for sure. That's your. But there's something much greater. The school, am I? Yeah. You go to. Yeah. But the truth you learn is far beyond many. Yeah. For you to be a father or to be a servant in this side of life, right? So, yeah. Like if you fellowship with those things, can you do that? People say, I can do that. Well, you tell me about Jesus. Because he was a Nazarene. He was a carpenter. That's right. He didn't know ministry. That's right. He didn't every day read the book, tell the book, learn the book. So how you learn? Come on the scene suddenly said, hey, I'm ready to teach the kingdom of God. How he learned? I propose to you, I know a little bit how he learned. Yeah. Because it given to me. Yeah. When I was a young boy. There was an unsatiable desire to know certain things as not for application and satisfaction or exhortation in this life. It's like something you care about. Yeah. Only truth. Yeah. Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
I feel like I've had some level of that in my own life. That there's this nearly constant. And I think that I can get lost in maybe the bad sense of it as well. But just there's this desire to know. Yes. There's a curiosity that I have that sometimes I find can backfire.
Yeah. It's
sometimes I can let it lead me to distraction. Yeah. But at the same time, the Lord has I believe
it's so evident.
There's an aspect of the curiosity that God Himself planted in me to seek out the real things, and I have to learn to not have the appetite for the wrong thing that doesn't
distraction.
That's not useful, but to seek out the real good thing.
Yeah. Well, Ben.
And that's part of my passion for the kids too, because I want them to be curious in the right ways.
In the right way.
And when I see no curiosity, I'm like, come on, guys.
Yes. Inspire that. Inspire the vision. I mean, children when they grow up 10 years down the road don't care very less about your attitudes or method, maybe harsh, strict, or comfort to them. What they remembered is someone in their life and the station and the season life had to change the course. So when you teach children, look you down 10 years, but they can look back at you. Then you not agitated by them, frustrated by them. And you can have clean conscience in a sense. Good reason to discharge your discipline, rebuke, whatever. You don't move by the temporary emotions. It's incapable to healthily, fully able to understand why you do what you do. That's understandable. That's a part of what me be a teacher for the young children. So they can. They can. But definitely they will. Expect them to will. Even you discipline them, rebuke them, I expect you someday you're going to get told what I said. And that settle everything down. Because they know that you're not putting a fight with them, you are trying to help them to grow up. They don't like it, but they know you have a bigger reason. Good intent at least. Not harm them. Not to lash out at them, not to make them just for the sick feel bad.
No,
So,
it's
yeah,
for
obviously
purpose.
no. But children's mind,
Can't
they
see past
think
it
along
sometimes.
those things, right? So they think that's why you do what you do. So you need to break those false constructs in their mind and say, no, that's not what I do. I'm doing things so that you have a better life down the road. And you compel me to do certain things because it not be
So
good for you.
I see what I see.
Yeah, a responsibility over your life. I'm overseeing certain things. I have trust from your parents, from others, concerning your life. I can't allow you to do the thing to harm yourself, harm your future. So they understand that, then they can put along with us. Children were very forgiving, can be. People don't hold grudge. Children don't hold grudge. So they know who care about them, who really want the best for them. So that's, I think, children really care about you today. So well, I know that we need to wrap it up. Why don't you pray, brother?
Amen.
I hope my time helps you.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother. I'm always very blessed.
The part I share with you about spiritual food, that's a very intimate thing to me, brother. And God never disappoints.
Amen.
Very intimate to me. I don't tell people this, that. So I'll share something with you, okay? Because that's very controversial for people said. People say, oh, so you know David better than me? Yeah, I will tell you that, but you don't believe, that's fine.
Okay.
So yeah. You want me to write a book? I can. But if you send me a nation, a situation like that, I might do what David did. I learned how to do what he did. So who is the true student? I will do what David did. I don't need to pull out the theory to back up what I do. I don't even think about it. So, how you learn, David? Your method design, your measures, but the measure, we must measure life to life, not the theory to theory, so. You don't know the scripture, know the
power of God.
God is not the God to the dead, but to the living. So that's the living, you are the living. David here standing as the cloud witnesses to tell you how to live in Christ. So are you going to tell me I don't know how to use the scripture, misleading people by using the scripture like that? Oh, that was always supposed to be.
They're missing the whole.
You see my point? That's exactly what it means, man.
Yeah.
That's why they're cloud witnesses. To cheer you on. They're happy that you get to places they are not able to reach. Is that an arrogance? Or the service, the great joy and honor to allow God raise you up to place in at the song. That's literally what the Hebrew book proposed to us. Don't miss on this. Don't forsake this assembly. That's why John later on said, they come out of us, but they don't belong to us. Is that kind of clarity, you know? Why? Because if they belong to God, they will belong to us. The thing we have is everybody wants, if they want God. Go ahead.
Lord, we're so grateful for the food that you provide, Lord, that is nourishing to, Lord, the inner man, the spirit that you put inside of us. Lord, I thank you for my brother Emmanuel and the appetites that you've given him, that you planted since long before he understood or realized, Lord, the direction of his life. Lord, I thank you for the ways that you instill, Lord, a real and true desire in those who want to know the truth, who want to be set free, who want to engage with their Heavenly Father. Lord, it is not an academic, intellectual fact, but Lord, an unbelievable reality, Lord, that we can be in relationship with the Heavenly Father, with you.
All the imagination.
What an incredible, unbelievable, impossible thing. And yet, Lord, you have made it possible and real and tangible. Lord, may we embrace that reality. May we walk in that reality. May we pursue that reality. Not because we're told that's what we're supposed to do. Not because we have some weird convincing from religious ideals or whatever.
Hey, can I share something with you? Nicole shared with me 9 o'clock in the morning. She says she saw something yesterday morning. And
during the meeting.
Oh, is that right? Okay. He said the first I saw the statue of David.
Oh, wow.
But it was closed in white clothes like a Caesar.
Oh, interesting. Like Michelangelo's statue of David, maybe.
And clothes like Caesar, so you know, David in that was a little bit naked.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Also, he was engorged, were large, but only his body, not his head.
Interesting.
I'm talking about
appetites and.
Yeah. That's literally Western mind, how to appreciate David. Can you believe that? Wow. Construct David's life. Is that amazing?
Wow.
I have no idea.
That's amazing.
That's what we're talking about.
That's exactly.
I have no idea what that vision means. I was like, what this really means? I was in another time to really meditate on it. So here we go.
Wow.
Is that crazy or not?
Super crazy, yeah.
So people treated David like a Caesar.
They apportion all these Greek ideas.
I mean, the Freemasonry literally want solemn wisdom for power.
Yeah.
For control.
Yeah.
Not for serving God.
Yeah.
For their own appetites. For their own gain. You know how demanding that is? Wow. Solomon's wisdom for myself. I can be a ruler man. It's talking about the wickedness. I miss the whole point. They're definitely in hell. I mean... Yeah, there's no worse thing than that, than to use God's word. God established for that word purpose. You tell me. That's the devil, the serpent in the garden lured man to this. Those are blinders, man. You know, I talk about it as if we be. Well, you know what? You're worse to be rebuked. Now, those people are Moses ignorant. They intentionally to pervert God's truth and mislead others for the perverted idea, although they can be prideful, man and my pride self. You don't tell me that's not for the devil. So you're doing devil's work. Why you think God going to not judge you? Yeah. And you definitely in hell. And the worst part of hell, I tell you, if you don't know the Bible, that's fine. You know?
Sure.
I mean, you have people don't worship God, don't mention God. He may judge you lesser, you know? Because I don't think God gonna judge Nero worse than the Freemasonry. Nero don't have a chance to know the truth. And those people have every chance to know the truth.
Yeah.
And they pervert it, right? They want to be a Nero. Caesar, But what? What kind of Caesar are you going to be? I think you're worse than Nero, maybe. So,
yeah.
Nero is still everything down in the surface, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
But no, he's bad.
Yeah.
But these people, what? The hide away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sheep a wolf in sheep's clothing, or pervert, The polished. And that's worse than Nero, right? I'd rather see the man is all ugly, bad. Then I know that's a bad ruler,
Yeah.
These people, well, they pretend they're good things.
Yeah.
So who is more wicked? Nero or you?
Yeah.
Poison bitter, I'm not gonna eat it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But poison coated with the sugar.
I had that vision. I had a vision.
Is that right?
It was back when we were meeting. Back when the studio was in, closer to Squim. The first place the studio was, and I had a vision of a candy. It was like a white. It looked pure white.
Yes, I remember a little bit.
It looked just like this pure drop, and it was candy, but it was. Yeah. I remember it was poison.
Yeah. I'm sorry being blunt. I mean, it's so simple. God's truth is so simple, Yeah. So simple. The ass laid the roots, man. It's very simple. I don't care what tree. You don't tell me this is that. I don't care. Eat a bad tree.
Yeah.
The ass don't care, man. It's pew. I want you to pray for me, brother. Pray for us.
Lord, I thank you for my brother. Lord, once again, I do thank you for the appetite that you have planted within him for the real thing, the truth. Lord, the reality of your life and the life that you would share. Lord, thank you for the scripture. Thank you for the great cloud of witnesses and the men who have come before us. Thank you for their faithfulness to you, Lord. May we not just learn a good lesson or understand interesting ideas or topics, Lord, but truly embrace, Lord, a life that you desire for us to walk in. Truly recognize the way in which, Lord, to approach you and know you. Lord, so I do ask for this increased revelation and for my brother, that the understanding that you have given, Lord, the seed that you have planted, Lord, that the pursuit that he has, that he can't even help, Lord, would continue to grow, would mature in the best way. Lord, we thank you for you being the great master gardener, or the way you trim and prune and desire for us to be fruitful. So Lord, we embrace that. Lord, may my brother in these upcoming days and this season of shifting and changing, Lord, we don't know what to expect. But we ask that you would continue to do your work on us and in us and through us, for sure. Lord, may the truth that you desire to be made manifest in our own lives be expressed, Lord, without hindrance, without apology, without Lord, and in the right context. Lord, so I ask that you would continue to give my brother continue to may his expression of your truth and the wisdom that you have given and continue to unveil be made with discernment, be made with purpose, and Lord, be in all things, as my brother does, led by your Spirit. We thank you for that mighty and amazing gift, Lord. May we not take for granted the desire that you have for us to engage with you in the heavenly realms. Lord, we thank you for the person that you have designated, Lord, as encouraged by the reading of your scripture, Lord, to engage with you, to engage with the Spirit, to engage with you, the Father, Lord, to understand, to walk as a son, as Jesus did. Lord, we want this reality to not just fruit out in our lives, but to be something that we can walk in and invite others to be part of. Lord, this is not the invitation is there. Lord, the door is open for those that would be in the proper posture, who would receive it in the right way. Lord, so may we all come dressed correctly. May we all come with a clear mind, Lord, with clean hands, Lord, indeed with a pure heart. Lord, those things are not manufactured or determined by our intellect, Lord, but they are walked out in truth. And so, Lord, may we transcend the limitations and distractions of this worldly form and sense, Lord, to go beyond into the real truth and reality that you have, Lord, that indeed would set us free. And may that not be out of our own idea, but an embracing of your truth. So, Lord, bless this brother in this season. Lord, I ask that you would give him, continue to give him settlement and discernment in Lord, in all the small decisions, not to mention the bigger, large ones. Lord, we thank you for the security and the confidence that we have, knowing that that your way and your will is what we desire. And so may it be walked out. Lord, bless. I do once again ask for the relationships in our lives, the relationship that we have, the other relationships this brother has. Lord, thank you for the specificity that you have in each one.
Specificity, I like that word. Yeah.
Lord, the purpose that you have.
Yes.
Lord, may those divine relationships that you have established continue to grow in a healthy way, and to a mature place, so that your work can be done. So bless it. In Jesus' name we pray.
In Jesus' name. Bless you, brother.
Bless you. Amen.
Hallelujah.